Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
WABC New York, WRCR Haverstraw, and 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays.
It's the 77 WABC News Hour.
Talking the news with Noam Laden.
All the news you need to know with Joe Nolan, traffic, Justin Ellick, sports. And now,
Talking the news with Noam
on 77 WABC.
Yes, that's me. Good morning. It is Wednesday, December 17th. Your forecast from the 77 WABC Weather Center. Mostly sunny day on the way. You're going to notice right away it's going to be warmer today. The high 44. Tonight and overnight, partly cloudy, low 32, and then even warmer for Thursday. Sun and clouds, high 49. If you're walking out the door with us right now, 24 and clear in Valley Cottage up in Rockland County. It's 22 and clear in West Windsor over in New Jersey. And it's 26 and clear right outside our Midtown studios.
This is the Top 5 at 5.
Is Cardinal Timothy Dolan really on his way out? A Mount Vernon cop says he's being sacked because he's sick. The NYPD trying to cuff men involved in 2 anti-Semitic attacks in the city. New Jersey lawmakers move in to save diners. And the Jets rescue Christmas for some kids who may have missed out. All right, let's get into it at 5:02. We'll start with Mayor Adams, who held his very last press conference of his term yesterday. He was rattling off accomplishments as he gets ready to step down at the end of the year. Talked about his administration's efforts to bring down crime, create a high number of affordable homes, wipe out income tax for low-income New Yorkers, and overhaul the way the city handles homelessness.
Did what I had to do. I left everything I had on the ice, and I'm looking forward to the next step of my journey. And I'm leaving back a proud record.
Yeah, we still don't know what he's doing post-mayoralty, but a mayor did not mention, and you wouldn't be surprised to hear this, that he was indicted on federal corruption charges, but his case was dropped, prompting allegations of quid pro quo for the mayor's cooperation with the White House crackdown on immigration. Mayor Adams says his administration lowered crime to record low levels.
We did not allow all the naysayers who have never done anything tell us how we were going to do something. We got stuff done for this city. That we are leaving with the fewest number of shootings in recorded history under our administration.
And
Great job.
I didn't mean to step on you there, Mr. Mayor. The NYPD also yesterday touting the improvement in subway crime since the beginning of the year.
Despite being indicted and then having corruption charges against him dropped by federal prosecutors, New York City Mayor Eric Adams told reporters Tuesday he was the greatest.
Don't stay on one first. Talk about the first mayor being indicted, but damn it, don't miss the other first that this mayor has been able to accomplish. That's right. Have it all come together.
Adams said his accomplishments included a drop in crime, more housing, improved reading and test scores. He added he's handing over a city the next administrations can build on and that he's leaving behind a proud record. Lisa G., 77 WABC News.
It is interesting as he talks about subway crime being down and crime overall in the city being down. When you talk to New Yorkers, though, they don't buy it. Their perception is things are just as bad as they've always been. So subway crime is down nearly 25% this year compared to last, that according to the NYPD. But people down below taking the subway, they say that's not been what they've seen.
No, I don't believe that at all.
I have doubts about that. I don't feel safer, so it's about how people feel. You hear statistics come out on TV and the news, and it doesn't match with my physical, personal experience in the subway.
Yeah, perception is everything. NYPD Deputy Chief of Transit Keith Shine announcing on Monday during during the MTA board meeting that the reduction in crime is driven by drops in robbery, felony assaults, grand larcenies, which are all good things. But again, you talk to subway riders and they say they just still don't feel that safe.
It's like a whole nother world down there. Sometimes I feel like there's no law, no order. Sometimes I feel like you by yourself. Every man got to fend for themselves. Until people feel safer, the numbers don't mean much.
Yeah, but those stats show crime is way down. 505. A U.S. Customs officer being questioned after firing shots during an alleged road rage incident early Tuesday near JFK.
The claim is the on-duty customs officer was involved in a fender-bender accident on the Van Wyck Expressway just before 5 o'clock in the morning. He says the driver of the other vehicle started attacking him, prompting him to take out his service weapon and open fire. The alleged attacker then jumped back into his vehicle without being struck by gunfire. Port Authority says it's still trying to locate that fleeing driver. The investigation continues. James Flippin for 77 WABC News.
Let's go out to Brooklyn, where the NYPD says a woman was found dead just outside the Botanical Gardens yesterday. She was discovered, it was about 7 a.m. on Southern Boulevard. She was identified as 72-year-old Lydia Marzan. Now, sources say she was found with trauma to her hands and her head. Police say they'll release more details about what may have happened to her later today. Two NYPD cops were recovering after police say they were hit by a car in Gravesend in Brooklyn. The driver just took off. This happened about 4:40 in the morning yesterday when the officers tried to pull over this man. It was the intersection of West 8th and Quentin Road. Surveillance video shows two officers getting out of their police car, approaching the other car. That's when the driver hits the officers, and then takes off. People in the neighborhood say this is all very frightening.
That's not something that I think that you see every day.
This is a quiet area. Nothing really happens here.
So police say one officer suffered minor injuries to his legs. The other sustained minor injuries to his left foot. Both were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. So that's the good news.
Too many corners, narrow roads, things like that. Very difficult to actually speed without hitting something, as we can see here.
Yeah, apparently where this accident took place, he's describing that it's a tough road to navigate, but the guy went into reverse and hit the cops, so it doesn't sound like he did that by accident. As of late yesterday, police had made no arrests in that hit and run on those two officers. WABC News Time 509. The manhunt intensifying for the gunman in the mass shooting at Brown University that left 2 people dead, 9 others injured. That, as a close friend of one of those killed, Ella Cook, says paid tribute to her yesterday.
Ella was the type of person that, regardless of if you've never met her before, she was just such a bright light. She was extremely welcoming, and it's just such a devastating loss. I can't believe that she's not with us anymore.
Yeah, so videos released show the wanted man in dark clothing walking down streets near the university. The FBI spokesman, the special agent up there, Ted Dock, said last night that the suspect is believed to be armed and dangerous. As we hear more from students who know people who are involved in this shooting, who were near the shooting site when it took place Saturday.
And I was about 3 minutes away from the library when my friends call me and say, Phoebe, there's an active shooter. You need to turn around right now, just because I told them that I was going to the library to write one of my finals.
Now, maybe you saw some of this online yesterday. It seemed as a student at Brown University that their profile was taken down from the Brown University website, and that led to a lot of speculation that maybe this individual was the person they were looking for. Now, police have not commented on this, but the internet's gone wild, suggesting that this individual, who I'm not going to name, is maybe a suspect in the shooting. So far, police have not said that he is, so I am not going to mention his name. 511, Rob Reiner's son being charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the stabbing deaths of his parents. Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman making the announcement yesterday.
These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders. He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife.
If convicted, Nick Reiner could face life life in prison. The bodies of 78-year-old Rob Reiner and his 68-year-old wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were discovered in their Los Angeles home on Sunday afternoon.
These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. We have requested, and currently Nick Reiner is being held without bail.
Now, there was supposed to be this first court appearance for Nick Reiner yesterday. It was postponed. Here's his attorney.
Every inmate has to be medically cleared before they can be transported to court. He has not been medically cleared.
So that was the reason he was not in court yesterday. And a family associate telling the New York Times that Rob Reiner's daughter found her body, his father's body, at the family home after she was told to go there on Sunday.
The report says a massage therapist contacted Romy Reiner Sunday after no one answered the gate at her parents' home. Romy arrived moments later with a roommate and discovered her father dead. The associate says Romy then left the house without seeing her mother's body and was later told by paramedics her mother was also dead. I'm Jim Roop.
Now, we're hearing, of course, from everybody now. A stuntman who worked with Rob Reiner and Nick Reiner 10 years ago on that movie Being Charlie says there was tension between the two on the set of the film, and that Nick Reiner did not seem to appreciate his father's help.
Like, everything's too cool for me. I'm over this, and I could tell that his father was there doing this for him. I mean, his father's directing his own movie.
Yeah, so that movie, Being Charlie, was written by Nick Reiner and was based on his own struggles with drug addiction and homelessness. 5:13, President Trump will address the nation later tonight.
In a Truth Social post, the president said he will speak from the White House at 9 p.m. Eastern. He did not provide any details about what he will be speaking about. Trump ended his post by saying, "It has been a great year for our country, and the best is yet to come." I'm Mark Mayfield.
President Trump will be traveling to Dover Air Force Base for the return of those 2 Iowa National Guard soldiers who were killed in Syria over the weekend. He'll meet with the families of Sergeant William Howard and Edgar Torres Tovar. The 2 were shot and killed last weekend along with a civilian interpreter from Michigan after a gunman attacked a security meeting they were holding at the time. 3 other Guard soldiers were also injured in that gunfire. Another atmospheric river will hit Washington state this week, bringing more heavy rain, strong winds. The governor there, Bob Ferguson, says it's tragic that a driver already was killed in floodwaters in Snohomish County.
On behalf of the people of the state of Washington, we extend our condolences to that man's family and loved ones for what's obviously a very challenging time.
You'll remember last week we told you all about the flooding that was taking place there. I mean, really historic flooding, and some of that's coming back.
It's not a 1 or 2 day event, right? We're in for the long haul, and all that water is putting a lot of stress on our infrastructure.
Yeah, Washington Department of Transportation at one point had 60 highways shut. That's how bad it was. Mudslides, down trees, flooding. So some of those roadways are back open, but they're in areas where the waters could come back.
We're not out of the woods yet. The wind and the rain can make this more challenging over the next several days.
Yeah, of course, they're telling people in the area to be watchful, and if they're told to leave, they should do so. In a moment, we'll go back down to Washington, where GOP House leaders are unveiling their health care bill as the Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire. Everybody very interested in this, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, 5:15, let's head over to the 77 WABC Sports Desk. Good morning, Justin Allen.
Good morning to you, and Noam Aladdin. Start here on the hardwood. It's been more than half a century since the Knicks hung an NBA championship banner inside Madison Square Garden.
Wait, they won a championship?
Yeah. You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, big-time championship last night.
Don't they usually have to wait till like June to hang that banner?
No, because now they're doing now they do the
the cup.
Yeah, come on. They did their NBA Cup business. They took care of business last night against the San Antonio Spurs. And people were like throwing up in the middle of the court. It was an unbelievable celebration. Champagne everywhere. They had to tarp the entire clubhouse. It was.
Did they really do all that?
No, I certainly hope not. But remember last year? I'm pretty sure the Lakers threw a parade in like downtown L.A.
No, they didn't.
I don't know if I remember that correctly, but I
think it
wouldn't surprise me if LeBron James insisted on having a parade downtown. Yeah, and they had the Marines there too. How about that? So the Knicks, they do beat the Spurs for the NBA Cup last night, 124-113. OG Anunoby scored 28. Jalen Brunson had 25. Karl Anthony Towns had 16 and 11, despite battling a calf injury. Went into the locker room with a minute left before halftime and later exited for the bench with just about 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter and didn't return until late in the fourth. But New York dominated inside out, rebounding the Spurs 59-42, with Mitchell Robinson collecting 15 boards, including 10 on the offensive end in 18 minutes. That helped the Knicks get a 56-44 edge in points in the lane. The Knicks got more than just a trophy as well. Each player with a standard contract got an extra $318,560.
Now, how did they come up with that? $3,000, $300,000, $1,800, whatever you said. $3,000.
I don't know.
Like, that's a very specific number. Why don't they just give him $400,000?
I don't know.
Why $318,000.56?
Every time you get a paycheck, does it come out to a perfectly round number, Noam Layden?
It actually does.
Really? It comes out to a perfectly round number.
I'm going to go look. I think it does.
I don't think it does. Like what? An interval of 5? An interval of 10? You want it? I don't understand.
But you would think just to keep it clean, they wouldn't tell us about the fact they took out taxes and, that kind of thing and came up with some weird number. Just tell us it's $300,000.
Yeah, well, okay. But then they'd be lying. They'd be embellishing. No?
Okay.
Righteous bucks.
Yeah, and it is righteous bucks. It's a little icing on top of the cake. Thank you, Spicoli. Head to the ice here at FSU. Rangers got beat again, this time 3-0 by the league horse Vancouver Canucks. Up next for them, they'll visit the Blues in St. Louis tomorrow night. Out in Detroit, the Islanders lost a tight 1-3-2 to the Red Wings. Up next for the Owls, they'll host the aforementioned Canucks come Friday. Also, and that's it. That's your sports. No, I'm Justin Alec on 77 WABC.
WABC News Time 520. GOP House leaders unveiling their health care bill as the Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year. House Speaker Mike Johnson speaking about the legislation.
The Lower Health Care Premiums for All Americans Act, which will be on the floor tomorrow, is the first big step. The lower premium cost for everybody, all Americans.
The GOP plan does not include an extension of the Obamacare subsidies, and Johnson says he doesn't expect any Democrat will support his legislation. Healthcare premiums will jump for about 22 million Americans in the new year if the subsidies are not extended or if Congress doesn't pass a healthcare bill, which they likely won't before the end of the year.
It's just adding more money, further subsidizing a broken system, and the subsidies go to insurance companies. They're not trying to solve the cost problem. They're trying to hide that.
Yeah, so the ACA subsidies expire at the end of the year, but Congress is set to take a 2-week recess beginning December 22nd. The Trump administration denouncing a candid Vanity Fair interview with White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles.
This was, unfortunately, another attempt at fake news by a reporter who was acting disingenuously and really did take the chief's words out of context.
That's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. In the interview, Wiles says there may be an element of retribution in the legal actions President Trump takes against his perceived enemy. She also said the president does not drink but has an alcoholic's personality.
The bias of omission was ever present throughout this story. The reporter omitted all of the positive things that Susie and our team said.
But the White House did not go after Susie Wiles, who said some of these things in this interview. They did go after the reporter for not praising the president. Here's more from Caroline Leavitt.
Susie Wiles, whom I'm very proud of to call a boss and a mentor.
Leavitt says the Vanity Fair reporter acted disingenuously, omitted positive things that Wiles said about the president and administration officials. President Trump says he's worried about a shift towards anti-Semitism in the U.S. Congress. The president making the remark last night at a White House Hanukkah celebration, arguing that things have changed greatly over the last decade.
You have to be very careful. You have a Congress in particular which is becoming anti-Semitic. You have AOC +3. You have those people, Ilhan Omar. She hates Jewish people. And you have to be very careful because there's been a big change.
The president says he'll always be a friend to the Jewish people, but warned about those lawmakers like AOC and Ilhan Omar.
And obviously it's getting progressively worse. Less so in the Senate, but the Senate's starting also. You get glimmers, when I'm in the back rooms talking to people, you get glimmers of statements that you say, whoa, where did that come from? You have a lot of people in Congress that don't like Israel. You have a lot of people in Congress that, in a way, I think, Mike, we could say it, right? You're there. You're doing an amazing job, Mike Lawler. They hate Israel. They hate Israel.
Okay, and at that party, it was a Hanukkah party at the White House, was our very own Sid Rosenberg. And at one point during this party last night, in a great moment, I am sure we'll put it up on our social media platforms. If you follow Sid, no doubt I'm sure it's up there this morning. The president called Sid up to the dais, to the podium, to thank him. And here's what it sounded like last night at the Hanukkah party at the White House between President Trump and our very own Sidney Ferris Rosenberg.
Oh, no. Sid Rosenberg, there he is. You want to come up here, Sid? Should I let Sid come up, Mark?
Please. Yeah.
Come on, Sid. So Sid's got the #1 radio show in New York. Got the #1 radio show in New York, like by far, ABC.
Yeah.
Works for a really nice guy, too. Actually, he's not that nice, but he's nice. He works for a good man.
I love him. You don't love him? Yeah. Has there been even close to this guy? Even close? No. And now I know tell him he starts tonight talking about Australia. Good luck with anybody else in our government, starting with the Jewish people in Australia. Nobody better. And the fact you called me up on stage, I'm going to say this. My beautiful wife Danielle's in the audience. The birth of my 2 children. Outside of that, President Trump, this right now is the greatest moment of my life.
All right, that was the president and Sid Rosenberg last night at the White House Hanukkah party. I am sure that Sid will have nothing more to say about that when he returns tomorrow morning.
It's the 77 WABC News Hour.
Talking the news with Noam Laden.
All the news you need to know with Joe Nolan, traffic, Justin Ellick, sports. And now,
Talking the news with Noam
on 77 WABC.
Yes, that's me. Good morning. It is Wednesday, December 17th. Your forecast from the 77 WABC Weather Center. Mostly sunny day on the way, warmer than it has been, the high 44. Tonight and overnight, partly cloudy, low 32, and Thursday sunshine, high 49. If you're walking out the door with us right now, so happy you are. It's 24 and clear in Valley Cottage up in Rockland County. It's 22 and clear in West Windsor over in New Jersey, and it's 26 and clear right outside our Midtown studio. WABC News Time 540. Reports continue to swirl that Cardinal Timothy Dolan may soon step down as leader of the New York Archdiocese, and reaction is already spilling out onto Fifth Avenue outside St. Patrick's Cathedral. So Dolan submitted his resignation earlier this year upon reaching the age of 75, as church law requires. Now, the Vatican has not announced whether they've accepted his resignation or if they've named a successor. But when you talk to people out on the streets on Fifth Avenue, I was surprised. I thought everybody was going to say they love Cardinal Timothy Dolan, but not everybody apparently does.
Very upsetting. Big fan of Dolan. Love Dolan.
I am delighted to see him go.
Well, at 75, I guess they need to retire unless there's some urgent need for them to stay.
I was surprised by that. I thought everybody around me liked this Cardinal. My interactions with him as a reporter have been great. He's so much fun to cover. But for some Catholics outside St. Patrick's Cathedral, the moment represents an opportunity for change, both in leadership and direction of the church.
I'm for a liberal look at the Catholic Church. The church is kind of stuck. They haven't really moved forward.
Is Dolan considered conservative? Maybe I'm just naive. I didn't see it that way. But multiple Catholic news outlets are reporting that Bishop Ronald Hicks, who's from Illinois, could fill the spot, and the announcement could come as soon as this week. Now, the church is not saying anything. It awfully is interesting that the next next bishop could be from next cardinal could be from Illinois, because of course that's the same place the Pope is from. So maybe he's chosen somebody he knows. But here we're getting more reaction outside St. Patrick's Cathedral yesterday.
He was amazing, wonderful, irreplaceable. But if we're getting someone new that's going to be able to replace him and be just as wonderful as he is, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, we're hearing from lots of people who say change might be good there. 542, Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani working on beefing up his incoming administration, with aides reportedly sorting through over 72,000 resumes to fill few thousand vacancies in the city government. Now, they keep giving this large number of how many vacancies there are in the government, but the truth is like a third of them are teachers and that kind of things. It's not things that Mr. Mamdani is looking to fill, but there are about 100 staffers working with a $3 million budget to do this transition and hire some posts.
From different walks of life, different sectors. The average age is 28. These are individuals who might have deep government experience, but they're also individuals who may not have worked in government but bring a level of talent and creativity and commitment.
So this transition team is using an applicant tracking software. They wouldn't tell us which one it was, but resumes are then sorted by staff after it goes through that applicant tracking software. But as of now, no one has yet to be hired this way. Apparently 179 people, this is the stat they gave us, have been told they won't have jobs on January 1st. Those are people from the Adams administration. Those are 179 posts that Mamdani people will have to fill. Now, we know like the first deputy mayor is Dean Fullahan. We also know who his chief of staff is, but they still have a lot of positions that they have to fill. So this general online portal is a simple format. Applicants upload a resume, a photo, and select a specific area of interest or expertise that they may be able to give to the Mamdani administration. Now, the fact that it's 72,000 resumes, that's a lot. They say the vast majority of them are young New Yorkers who are, I guess, they're wowed by Mamdani and they now want to work in his administration. So they're looking to fill posts in criminal justice, housing, or transportation. So they're looking for people who have expertise in those kinds of things.
It's really filling the senior most roles across agencies and at City Hall. So we're ready on day one.
Yeah, and they've been working hard and will continue to work hard since they take over, of course, on January 1. That's when Mamdani will take the oath of office. In a moment, we'll tell you about two anti-Semitic attacks the NYPD is trying to solve this morning. But first, 5:45, let's head over to the 77 WABC Sports Desk, and here's Justin Ella.
And down the Canyon of Heroes come the New York Knicks, NBA Cup champion.
Yeah, maybe the only time they'll get to go down that Canyon of Heroes.
Hey, don't speak so soon.
Well, they did beat a good Spurs team, so that's a good start.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know. You got to look in years past the last couple of years when they've been doing this NBA Cup. But the teams that end up playing for this trophy, I would imagine, end up with pretty good playoff standing. But I'd have to look at that and see, get an exact answer for you.
Was this the second year they've done this cup, or is it the third year? Maybe it's the third year.
Is it the third year? Could be the second year, I think, because I don't remember anybody winning it before the Lakers, right?
I remember taking my kids to a cup game 2 years ago. Okay. So I think this might be the second or third year.
I'm trying to think of who won it 2 years ago. But anyway, the Knicks are a good team, and they should have a good seed in the playoffs. A really good team. And they showed it last night with their NBA Cup victory over the Spurs, 124-113, rallying over Victor Wembanyama and San Antonio. Karl Anthony Towns had 16 and 11 despite battling a calf injury. Went into the locker room with a minute left before halftime. Later exited for the bench with just about 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter and didn't return late until in the fourth. Jalen Brunson won NBA Cup MVP, and New York dominated inside, out-rebounding the Spurs 59-42, with Mitchell Robinson collecting 15 boards, including 10 on the offensive end in 18 minutes. Knicks had a 56-44 edge in points in the lane, and they get more than a trophy. Each player with a standard contract got an extra $318,560 for winning, making the total $530,930 $133 for even reaching the final. This game does not count in the standings, by the way. So both teams remain 18-7, putting them atop their respective divisions. Up next for the Knicks, they'll play at Indiana tomorrow night. Back to regular basketball. Standard, generic stuff there. Head to the ice at MSG. The Rangers got beat again, this time 3-0 by the league worst Vancouver Canucks. Up next for them, they'll visit the Blues in St. Louis tomorrow night. Out in Detroit, the Islanders lost a tight 1-3-2 to the Red Wings. Up next for the Owls, they'll host the Avalanche Canucks come Friday. And that's your Sports Noam, and I'm Justin Ellick on 77 WABC.
WABC News Time 549. NYPD trying to solve two anti-Semitic crimes. One of them took place yesterday just a block away from the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights. A 35-year-old man was stabbed. There was some sort of words between him and the person who stabbed him. This 35-year-old identifiably Jewish, wearing a kippah. Lots of people in this community say the stabbing is even more terrifying after what took place in Australia over the weekend.
We just had a huge tragedy in Bondi Beach, and everybody in this neighborhood in particular is connected. We're all one body, literally and figuratively, and it's horrible.
Thankfully, this victim in this case is going to be okay. I mean, he's in the hospital, but the NYPD is saying there were some anti-Semitic comments made to this individual.
We are going to spread light, and we're going to keep spreading light. And in the end, love and light vanishes the darkness, and that's it.
And the NYPD trying to figure out this subway incident that we had told you about yesterday during the morning show, where a bunch of people got onto the subway. Also, two people from the Chabad Lubavitch movement who had just celebrated a Hanukkah celebration here in Manhattan had gotten onto a 3 train. There were words between these, again, identifiably Jewish individuals and other people on the train over some seats, maybe? It's not exactly clear. But what happened was these two men attacked these Jewish men, one taking his hand, putting it around his neck.
Teach this little nigga left. That's gonna be a problem. Touch me, bro. I kill one of y'all. Chill, bro.
Now, the NYPD does say it appears to have originated over a dispute about subway seats, and investigators have a person of interest they're looking for in connection. I mean, the video is very clear of the individual who tries to choke, or at least begins to choke this one individual. Danny Danon, he's the UN ambassador, Israel ambassador to the UN, I should say, and he actually spoke with one of the victims.
I spoke with one of them. We encouraged them to be strong, to prevail. Unfortunately, this Hanukkah became a hunting ground against Jews all around the world. We saw what happened in Sydney, Australia. We saw what happened here in New York City.
Yeah, I would imagine be easy to find this individual. The video is very clear. The Assistant Attorney General, by the way, last night posting on X that she will and is investigating this attack that took place on a subway on Monday night into Tuesday on a 3 train. 551 up to the Hudson Valley, where a 19-year police veteran in Mount Vernon who is 6 months from retirement and has kidney failure is being terminated at the end of the month. Derek Williams is on dialysis, and his doctors say he can work light duty, but the Mount Vernon Police Department says he can't work, and they say they're terminating him on December 31st. And he says, what gives?
I do 9 hours of dialysis 7 days a week to maintain my health. Without that, I wouldn't survive.
Now, Williams said he got sick during COVID, working double time, triple time, because we were in the middle of the pandemic. Williams, again, a 19-year veteran, a former member of the Elite Emergency Services Unit, has been kind of sick since COVID, has had a hard time recovering. And so when he said he went to them to say, hey, if you put me on like desk duty, I can keep working, they said no. And he's just 6 months shy of qualifying for a reduced pension. Again, some of his fellow officers coming to his defense saying they can't believe they're doing this to their friend.
I begged for my job back. I begged to come in whatever hours that I can capable of doing. and I was told there's no light duty for me.
Now, in fairness to the Mount Vernon Police Department, they have made no comment on this case. They probably will not when it comes to a human resources issue. But here were some of his fellow officers yesterday speaking out for him.
I just feel like they had no empathy, they had no compassion.
To be just thrown like in the garbage, like it's over, it's ridiculous.
To be blunt, if you're terminating his employment, you're terminating his life in so many words.
Yeah. 5:53. Let's go over to New Jersey, where workers at casinos in Atlantic City again fighting to breathe clean air.
Atlantic City casino workers continue their fight to ban smoking in the gambling halls of the casinos. They are arguing to an appeals court that they are being robbed of their right to breathe clean air and should be protected by the Smoke-Free Air Act. The act allows for an exception for casinos for economic reasons, and a judge ruled in favor of the casinos last year in the case. In the appeal, workers now say that smoking is less of a factor in casino revenue, pointing to a study. Lisa G., 77 WABC News.
Yeah, those dealers have been fighting that battle for decades. It's amazing there's still places where you can smoke inside. The Gateway Tunnel Project, it is moving forward with some important equipment en route to the U.S. from overseas.
We've all heard about the brilliance of German engineering. Well, 2 German-built tunnel boring machines are headed our way to chew up rock and dirt and debris and carry it back out so that the new rail tunnel can be built under the Hudson River. The boring machines expected to arrive in North Bergen later this month. And the new tunnel, will connect North Jersey with Manhattan. It won't be finished until 2035 at the earliest. The Gateway project will also repair an existing tunnel. James Flippin for 77 WABC News.
And while we're in New Jersey is known for diners. So many diners across the state, but so many of them apparently are struggling big time, especially over the last decade ago or so. We've seen so many of these diners across the state close. So lawmakers are pushing this new bill that would be called Saving Our Diners and Protecting Our Past Act, or the Soda Pop Act, which would create new tax credits for diners and restaurants that have been in operation for decades. Some of the diner owners say, they need help staying open.
The margins aren't as great as people think they are. And so as food costs rise, payroll costs rise, so do the prices. And, it affects everyone.
Under this bill, classic diners, restaurants that have been open for at least 25 years, would be eligible to apply for inclusion in a registry of historic eateries. Businesses accepted into that registry would be exempt from charging sales tax, could qualify for tax credits up for $25,000. Here's the state senator who's sponsoring the bill.
These are part of our culture and our history, and they're closing, and they're shortening their hours, and they're having difficulty, and we want to try to help them to stick around for quite a while.
Yeah, so the legislation intended to help preserve what is a defining part of New Jersey. I mean, the classic diner. There's nothing better when it comes to like a late night meal or breakfast.
It's a shame, because I'd say 20 years ago there was hundreds of diners in this state that were open 24 hours. And as far as I know, there's probably a couple handfuls left.
Yeah, good luck finding a 24-hour diner now. 5:57, traffic, transit on the 7s. No doubt Joe Nolan has a favorite diner that he frequents.
No doubt. The Summit Diner, right by the train station. It's been there since the 20s, I think. And it looks like an old rail car. I mean, it's old. It's been there forever, and it's very, very cool. Great food, too, as well, in there.
24 hours or no?
No.
Yeah,
it's hard to find a 24-hour one anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you used to come home from concerts and stuff and go get an omelet. Now it's hard to do now. But still,
those disco fries at 2 a.m. There was nothing better.
Nothing better.
Yeah.
Nothing better. Soak all that stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. What stuff are you talking about?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Thanks for listening to the News Hour with Noam Laden. You can hear the News Hour with Noam Laden weekday mornings at 5 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, podcast, share it with your friends, and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on?
Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. Arrive.